this as a result. Yeah, so that 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Okay. Person next to you, think of other numbers with that. Keep going. Talk about it. Yeah. Discuss it. I'll give you 1 minute. 25 squared. Okay, all right, cool. Anyone want to give me some numbers? What else can we use that will work? Anyone else? I think I saw Donovan. Look at me. Okay, what was the number that you came up with, Donovan? You forgot? Okay, well, let's use the numbers that we have here so far. You have 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. What could you use? Good, you could use 6 squared plus... What I don't know. Did you double this number? Because that could work. Double of 3 is 6. Double of 4 is 8 squared. And double of 5 is 10 squared. And if we work that out, you get 36 plus 8 8s are 64 equals, what's 10 times 10? 100. What? It works. Oh, crazy math. Crazy math. Give me another one. All right, give me another one, Colin. 12 squared plus 16 squared. Oh, big numbers. 100 squared. Oh, let's try it. I don't know if that'll work, actually. Well, what's 12 squared? 144? 20 squared. Okay. What is 16 squared? Actually, I'm not smart enough to do that. Is it? 256. Okay. And what's 20 squared? Anyone know? 400. Good. So does that actually make sense? Let's have a look. 144 plus 2. Hey, well done, Colin. Nice. Okay. All right, shh, listening. So what's happened here is, I think what you can see is you can actually use the numbers that are here and just do variations of it. So Donovan doubled the numbers and he used 6 squared, 8 squared, 10 squared. Use 1.5. Colin used 12 squared and 16 squared and 20 squared. Hello, Mr. Egan. All right, let's continue. So, as I said, okay, whenever you look at a Pythagoras triangle and using that combination, okay, the area of these two will always equal the area of that. So, a squared, b squared equals c squared. And there's that basic formula right there that you've seen in the past. I won't go through a lot of it, but more or less the same formula as what you've learned in the past. Yeah, it's not going to change. We won't watch this, we'll just keep going. So, when you have your formula, c squared equals a squared plus b squared, you can also rearrange it or change it around to find areas of the other sides. Okay? So when I'm talking about the areas of the other sides, you've got your triangle, A, B, and C. You can use your formula to find the other sides too, A or B, depending on what you're after. Okay? And these are the two formulas here for it. A squared equals c squared minus b squared. Or b squared equals c squared minus a squared. You need to make sure you remember these, okay, because they will come up on the exam. Okay? So when I use these formulas, actually, one thing you may have not known, on your calculator, and I'll show you a shortcut. I'm not sure if this is actually in your notes. Shh, thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, it's here, guys. So what I want you to do is on your notes here, I want you to write a variation of the formula here. So for this formula, you can actually just change it to square root of c squared minus b squared. Shortcut. Easier on your calculator. And for this one here, if you want to find b, it's just square root of C squared minus A squared. Okay, that being said, what do you guys think C is going to be? The normal formula. C equals square root of what? A squared plus B squared. So when I use these, you can actually just chuck it in your calculator as you see it. And that'll help you out to find the actual formula. Okay, let's go back to the notes. Alright, so let's review this. Quick review of Pythag. If you're looking for, and you have your triangle, remember with any Pythag triangle, C is always the longest side. Always. Any Pythag. A and B can be any of the other lengths. Doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so C is always the longest side. So if you're looking for C, you use that formula. Alright, so going back to this, okay, whenever you have a triangle, always make sure you know what you've labeled each side, yeah? The longest side is always C, as I mentioned, and the shorter sides can be either A or B. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is that the longest side is always labeled C. Now from there, whenever you're looking for an unknown side, just refer back to the formulas that we've given you. There's three. Yeah? You've got this one, which is the normal basic Pythag formula. This second one here is if you have A that's missing. So if you don't have A and you're looking for it, then you use this formula. If you don't have B and you're looking for that, then you use the B formula to find the unknown side for that triangle. Let's put it to practice, and you've got this in your notes. Okay, so follow along with me. What you want to do is follow the steps. It says always label the sides A, B, and C. C must always be the hypotenuse. So on this triangle here, guys, can anyone tell me which side is C? X, good. So that means this side here, I'm going to call it C, which is the hypotenuse. A and B, like I said, doesn't really matter as long as you've got C. So that means we can use 4 as length A and 7 as length B. Now, can anyone tell me what's missing here? The C, which is the longest side. Okay, so that means because that's missing, if C is missing, then we use the C formula, which is that. Okay. Yes, definitely. It doesn't really matter though. All that matters is C is in the right spot. So let's actually calculate this. And you've got this on your notes, so follow along. If you're going to use the C formula, let's write it like this. Let's see. Alright, where have we got it here? Actually, no, this is just an example, so it doesn't matter. Just watch along with me for now. So if you're looking for the unknown side, which is C, right, you're going to do it like this. Pick the C formula, so it's C equals, remember the shortcut I showed you. It's just square root of A squared plus B squared. So in your calculator, you're literally just going to type this. Square root of, what's A squared here, guys? 4, good. And what's B squared? 7. Okay, so that means C is equal to, if you put that in your calculator, square root button is this. Square root of 4 squared plus 7 squared. Equals that. If you get that, okay, just press SD. There you go. 8.06. Okay. Why do we square root it? Because, remember the squared length, if you go back to the formula, the idea is you're trying to make C by itself. So if you've done it properly, let's say, I don't know, let's say it's this. C squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared, yeah? What's 3 squared? 9? 9. What's 4 squared? Anyone know? 16. Okay. Calculating this, that equals 25. Now, I want to find C, yeah? In order to make C or find C, you have to get rid of that 2, and you bring it here and it becomes square root. That's why we square root it. And the square root of 25 is 5. Don't worry too much if you don't understand that bit. That's a good question though. Okay, the idea is you're just trying to find out what is C. And to do that, you need to get rid of that squared, okay, and square root it. But that's okay. Going back to this. Let's do that second triangle. Let's label it. What is the longest side there? C. Anyone want to tell me? What is it? Yeah, 14. So let's call that C. And then um, you can call the A or B any side. So let's call this A and I'll call that B. All right, so what's the unknown here, guys? B, so that means use the B formula that we have there, which is that. All right, so putting that in as a formula, B is equal to square root of C squared take away A squared. All right, so that means the B here is square root of, and again, this is what you'll type in your calculator. C is 14 squared, A is 8 squared. Okay, you just type that in your calc, so it's going to be square root of 14 squared minus, okay, be mindful of that. This time it's a minus. If you get that, just press SD. It's 11.49. Okay, so all it is label your triangles, okay, and then figure out which formula you're going to use. I'll put the formulas back up here, but I'd like you to try and do these two on your own. Okay, so try those two. It's in your booklet. Label the triangles first, okay, and then figure out which formula you need. All right, Surya, sit down, please. All right, moving on, guys. Let's go to the 3D Pythag bit. Okay, which is okay. So just watching along with me, please. All right, thank you, thank you. Just watching along from the front. So now we're going to look at Pythag. Pythag's easy from a 2D plane or 2D perspective, but then what about a 3D Pythag type of question? So here, okay, you've got a Pythagoras question involving a pencil inside a container. Now here, the pencil is placed into a container. How would you determine the length of the pencil if you for some reason knew the length of some of the sides of the container? Okay, so thank you. Oh gosh, this is messy. So for this question here, what you're going to be doing is you're looking for the length of this. Okay, this bit here, A to G. So let's just hone in here for now. A to G. That's what you're looking for. Okay, thank you. Now, in order to find that bit of the triangle, you can see that the dimensions of the shape you've only got, or the rectangle, you've only got 7 and 5 and 3 there. Yeah, so you've got only 3 lengths. If I look at the triangle on the bottom, okay, I can see that triangle there, okay, makes some sort of a right angle triangle. So I'm going to outline that here. So that bottom triangle I can see looks like this. Okay. Shh. Does anyone know the dimensions of that triangle? That red one. Actually, you do. What's the side length here? Look at it. Good. Well, exactly. In order to find the other one, which is, you're trying to find this, right? There's something missing here. What's missing? Well, you're going ahead too quickly. You're missing this bit here. You need to find that. So in order to do that, you need to split it into 2. So let's find this. How do you find this, guys? What is it? C equals? Good. A squared plus B squared. So that would be 5 squared plus 7 squared, which equals what? Put it in your calculator. Oh, I don't know. If you get this, make sure you press SD. It should be 8.6. Yeah, no, this is different. Yeah, you just need to follow along. Okay, thank you. So, that means this length here is 8.6, that length. Now, what you can do from there is you can actually now figure out what is length AG. And to do that, okay, we're looking at this. Okay, you're looking at this triangle now. So if I split that out, you take it out, it's going to have these lengths. Okay, shh. So, what does anyone know what the side length is of that triangle? This one. 3, good. And what would that bottom length be? Anyone know the bottom length? So this bit here. Yes, Sam? Which is? It's right there. It's in green. 8.6. So that's going to be 8.6. So now, again, same thing. We're looking for C. That's A, that's B. So for this, it's going to be C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. Square root of, so it's going to be 3 squared plus 8.6 squared. Say that again. Let's have a look. 3 squared plus 8, 6 squared. 9.12. Okay, 9.12 for that one. Yeah? Not too hard. Yeah? Not too hard, not too hard. Alright, we're going to skip this bit. Alright, so what's next here? Oh, I got to do this one. Okay, that's fine. Let's do one more, and then I'll see if you guys can do it. So for this one, let's look for HB. So you're looking for that length again. Same thing. You're looking for the length in green. Okay, the length in green. So what you need to do is look for the length down here first. So look at the triangle on the bottom. Okay, and let's split that up. So that triangle on the bottom is going to have the following length. So it's going to look like this. Okay, like that. And that's 9. And what's this length here, guys? Oops. What's the side length? Anyone know? Are you sure? Is it 4? And have a look at the way the triangle is. 3, good. So let's look at it. That's C, that's A, that's B. Alright, so C is equal to square root of A squared plus B squared. A is 3 squared, B is 6 squared, 9 squared, sorry. So C is equal to, okay, 3 squared plus 9 squared. 9.49. Okay, we're not done yet though. We've still got to do, so we know that this here is 9.49. Now, what's the length of HB? Just wait, let's work it out. So you've got this triangle now, yeah? Oh, it's so hard to see. This triangle. So if I was to draw that out here, it would look something like this. I like that you guys are sort of getting the idea of what the lengths are, yeah? Be mindful of that. So what's the side length for this triangle? Here. Anyone know? What would it be? 4, good. And what's the bottom length? 9.49. And again, this is the same as doing that C formula once again. So that's C, that's A, that's B. So C is going to be A squared plus B squared. C is equal to 4 squared plus 9.49 squared. So, Sam, what did you say your answer was? Ooh, let's see if you're correct. 4 squared. Yep. Here we go. Moment of truth. 10.3. Well, yeah. 10.3. I'll take that. All right. So what I want you to do now, guys, is do this one. Do this one for me. Okay. Do that in your books, please, on your notes. Yep.